one of the most overlooked things in cannabis marketing today is there's a lack of clarity on audience. A lot of operators are marketing to just anybody who smokes weed, which is way too broad because cannabis consumers come from all backgrounds. So how can you put relevant messaging out to any of them if you're trying to be everything to everyone, which is that's what that is. And I think that there's another layer here where brands and operators and marketers are really overlooking the opportunities around demand generation. And they can't even get into demand generation because they don't even really know who their audience is. They've gone too broad. So I think we could take that from any number of directions, but I'll hand it back over to you to see where you want to take it.
Well, on the cannabis side, on the retail side, and even on the medical side, I've seen some data on baby boomers and also senior populations saying that they're really wanting a very different experience especially in their introductory sessions, walking in to a dispensary for the very first time, and that their needs and wants are not being met. On the medical side, I see so many so-called experts just not really even comprehending that this is a botanical. And so I just see really smart people completely, from my perspective, completely missing the boat about how this medicine as a medicine works botanically. There are very significant inherent differences between single molecule drugs and botanicals. And I just think on that side, a huge number of folks are missing the boat completely. One of the things that's not being talked about that's so fantastic is the interconnectedness of the endocannabinoid system with all of these other systems, including the gut-brain axis and so many other features. So with that being said, I'll bounce it back to you and ask, is it hard to tell stories about cannabis, or why might it be hard to tell stories about cannabis, including for cannabis marketing? I think you discussed that a little bit, but maybe if we could narrow that down in terms of targeting audiences or whatever you feel is important.
I think maybe the biggest challenge, I think there's a lot of challenges that get in the way of cannabis storytelling. You know, a lot of people blame the regulatory restrictions around marketing and advertising, and which are different in every market. A lot of people blame their tight marketing budgets, short-handed with staff. And yeah, if you don't have the proper resources, of course, it's hard to wear all those hats. And a lot of cannabis companies are doing that to their marketing departments. They're overwhelming very small teams with a lot of different tasks, and the results are oftentimes mediocre. And I think so. I think part of what needs to happen here is marketers, marketing departments, brands taking a step back and using the lens of storytelling to get a bird's eye view of what they're doing, exactly what they want to say, how they want to say it. And I lost track of your question. I think there was more to say, but I wonder if you could.
I think you addressed most of it. What came to my mind while you were just discussing that is one of the common themes that I use when talking with medical markets or describing the medical system in the endocannabinoid system. And that's the story of the dragon and the castle, and how our body and our endocannabinoid system is the castle, and how pathogenic processes or negative influences impact the physiology. And discussing the endocannabinoid system as a system that helps us maintain inner harmony and balance, also known as homeostasis, despite a very widely changing and sometimes crazy and chaotic world out there.